What's up, y'all? Coming to you from the midst of the apocalypse shitstorm that has taken the world by storm, and I'm here to help you by talking about stuff that really doesn't matter. Hopefully, it takes your mind off of some of the more serious issues of the day. As some of you know, I've been watching the Harley Quinn series on DC Universe. I first shouted that out in my Birds of Prey discussion video a couple months ago. It's on its second season now, well into its second season, and it is awesome. If you haven't done so, go out, stop watching this video, go out, watch it, get caught up, and come back because there will be minor spoilers potentially ahead. Now, in the latest episode, we got introduced to Catwoman, and obviously she's everything. She is everything that I could possibly want in a Catwoman. I remember when I first saw the image of her online and I thought, yes, let's go. Cartoon mahogany Catwoman. I might have a thing for cat girls of various stripes. Don't judge me. Anyway, I was watching this with my girlfriend and she asked me a very simple question after Catwoman walked onto the screen. Why'd they make her black? I reminded her that she was played by Eartha Kitt in the 60s live-action Batman show, so there was some precedent to her being black. Also Halle Berry, but that doesn't really count because that movie was dumpster juice, and more importantly, that Catwoman was an original movie character named Patience Phillips, not Selena Kyle. Then she went on to look up Catwoman's history as a character for herself. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, my girlfriend, who is black by the way, is by some metrics progressive. She's a supporter of good representation and diversity in media. Yet that didn't stop her from asking a very reasonable question of why they changed an established character's race. She didn't crap on the character, she didn't throw her away. She was just curious. Now keep this in mind, it's going to become more relevant a little bit. Now, before the episode even dropped, there were images and teaser clips of Harley Quinn's version of Catwoman popping up everywhere. I first saw one about 2 days before the episode's premiere, and not even a whole 24 hours before said premiere, I saw a Facebook post from a friend talking about how white racist fans were big mad at this depiction of Catwoman being black. I immediately went on the hunt for these big mad racists. Not because I didn't believe my friend, but because I just like to see things for myself. That's how I've always been. Also, I love me a good side of salt. Seeing dumbass people share trash-ass opinions is one of my favorite pastimes. So I start with Twitter. You know, the place where online discourse goes to die and fester. And guess how many tweets I saw that hated this black Catwoman? If you guess 0, you're a smart cookie. Go give yourself a pat on the back and a gold star, maybe even some cookies. There were about 4, maybe 5 that asked the same question that my girlfriend asked. Why did they make Catwoman black? No hate or vitriol. But maybe I was in the wrong place. So I turned to Facebook and nada. On a community post from one of the official promo videos for this Catwoman, I scoured the comments in search of hate and salt. Again, my search bore no fruit. Out of the 1,200 plus reactions to the post, there are only 9 that were negative, with 7 frowns and 2 sad faces. We're not done yet though. Gotta go to YouTube, the home of Comicsgate and a place where many anti-SJWs have left their mark on online culture discussions. If there existed black Catwoman hatred anywhere online, it would be here. At the time of recording this video, which is 5 days after the Catwoman episode dropped, I have found one video that even talks about this at all. It's from a user named Nerdette's Newsstand, who I've been sub to for a while. Think I found my salt and hate there?
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
She just asked questions and theorized some answers. She also delved into the character's history and, well, you can hear for yourself.
We have every incantation right now in mainstream media of Selena Kyle as a black woman. Now, why is this a big deal? And it's really not. The thing I'm noticing, though, is the fact of the erasure of her history and stuff like that. When it's all about politics. It really is. At the end of the day, we really know what it's about. But I have to ask, for what? For why? Why are they getting us this point? Are they getting us ready for Matt Reeves' films? Or rewriting her history? If that's the case, then why? Now, in the comics, she still is Selena, unless you're reading, Gotham High, which I mentioned, she's Selena Garcia Kyle. But even at that point, she was true to her character. Her personality in that book was Selena. And, I don't understand it. I really don't. We have no cartoon or live adaptation right now of Selena Kyle that is true to form.
So after nearly a week of looking for a huge rush of hate and salt directed at Harley Quinn's Catwoman and coming up empty-handed, I've just concluded that there is none. I'm not saying that there are absolutely no people who feel like this, but there's no community-wide backlash. This is a trend that's gained traction in recent years, where lots of folks talk about some group of people, usually people considered to be in a majority or oppressive group, foaming at the mouth and ranting about something progressive or inclusive happening in the media. But the negative response they're referencing doesn't actually exist. I think most people are just running with word of mouth because it fits the popular narrative. The narrative being character gets a race, gender, sexuality change, and bigots riot. I first became aware of this back in 2016 during the introduction of Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. I heard about these racist white basement dwellers calling for the heads of Marvel for daring to have a black woman fill Iron Man's shoes. Not unlike today, I went to the interwebs in search of the hate, and I came across a video from a channel named World Class Bullshitters. This was the very first World Class Bullshitters video I ever watched, where they voiced their displeasure about the character of Riri Williams. Now, I was a much different person 4 years ago. And when I tell you I absolutely hated this video, I gave it a thumbs down. I probably left some dumbass comment. I couldn't stomach it. This then led me to discovering a host of videos and articles about Riri Williams and characters like her. The woke PC rebranding of established characters. Now, in this video, and in many videos like it, the disdain for Riri is real, but the label of racist isn't. We've all heard this narrative before. If you don't like X change to a character, it's because you hate the group that the change now represents. Don't like Riri? You must hate black people. Don't like Jane Foster's Thor? You must hate women. Don't approve of gay Iceman? You must hate the gays. Or maybe they just don't like forced diversity, tokenism, and woke pandering taking the place of genuinely good and original characters and storylines. Maybe they grew up with these characters and have known them for decades and don't like watching them get pushed aside for the sake of a new face with a palette swap and then being told that they have to accept them as the real deal, a la Kate Bishop's Hawkeye, or else they're a bigot. Maybe they don't like being called the N-word. No, not that N-word. The other N-word. There you go. Maybe they don't like being called the N-word just for asking very reasonable, understanding questions like, why? I like Harley Quinn's Catwoman so far. I actually don't have a problem with her race change, but I understand those who do. And I think asking for a reason for the change beyond, fuck you, you bigoted incels, isn't unreasonable. The negative response to this character is negligible at best, while the positive response is overwhelming. There's no huge pushback, no calls for the heads of the show's creative team, just a handful of people asking very simple questions. And if you can't accept this fact and feel the need to push the narrative that a horde of white racists are taking up arms against the latest nerd palette swap, then I must ask you, why? That's all for today. I'm Anime. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.